How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Alright, so let's make sure that I'm good here. That's weird. Don't know why it's doing that. This is my first time streaming to YouTube. I actually moved over from Twitch. So that's so weird. What the heck? I don't know if it's like Twitch where normally it'll show after a couple seconds, or stop. Okay, yeah, it says I'm live. Okay, I guess we just had to exit out and go back in. Analytics details, view in live control room. Okay, there we go. I think. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Sure everything's good. Yep, okay. Okay, so essentially I moved over from Twitch to here on YouTube, mainly because Twitch is mainly a gaming streaming platform, and I uploaded a couple live streams to Twitch just to get the hang of streaming and setting everything up. So then finally I was like, oh well, you know, majority of programming stuff is on YouTube, so I'm just gonna stream to YouTube because I don't have enough bandwidth to stream to both, unfortunately. And yeah, so where I left off on Twitch was I wasn't necessarily having issues. I was trying to boot off the network image, and at the end, since I was doing it during my stream, it was really slow. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get off the stream and then I'm going to install it normally. Except the only problem was that installing it normally was incredibly slow for some reason. I don't know why it took so long. It took like over an hour for the VM to finish its installation, and I allocated enough memory and disk space, so I don't know why it took so long, but it did. So is what it is. But now I have everything set up. Just to give an overview, this is an assignment for school, by the way. So the goal is to have two routers, one router having two hosts in a separate subnetwork attached to them, or network entirely, and then another router in the same router network with another two hosts attached to them. The goal is to get all of them connected and able to speak to each other. So we are using OpenSUSE Tumbleweed for this, since it's required. We're going to go ahead and change up some stuff. Okay, so it's going to be router net. Apply that. Add another network. This one is going to be host 1. We have another one again. host 2. Okay, finish with that. Then we are going to go to router B, do the same thing. Router net, apply. Hostnet 3. And hostnet 4. Okay. Then we're going to go into our hosts. Same thing, essentially. This will be hostnet 1. Now there's going to be a little bit of, oh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't have good internet, so let's pop this out and see what it's saying. Recommend use a stream bit rate. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that, unfortunately. Okay, well, this is what it is. We'll just keep going. All right. So like I was saying, I'm probably gonna be troubleshooting during this process because we did this with VirtualBox, and so it's pretty much the same concept. You do the same thing that you do in VirtualBox, but it's a little bit different because externally in VirtualBox, it doesn't look like you're creating multiple virtual switches for each different network, but in reality you are, because otherwise how would it work, you know? So apply there. I'm going to open this. This is going to be host network 2. This is going to be host network 3. And this is going to be host network 4. Apply that. I could have enabled DHCP, but the assignment required that we had specific IP scheme for it, so we're just going to assign it statically. And then just to avoid copyright issues, we're going to go ahead and move this over here. Okay. By the way, if you guys listen to Lo-Fi, highly recommend Mount Fugitive. I've listened to him since I was like 16 or so. Great artist. His music is incredible. I love it. Okay. Without further ado, we're going to hello? What the heck? Oh. Open all of these. We're gonna have a tabbed layout. That's why I like Sway so much, actually. Router A. Open. When I riced my desktop, I took off the title bars. Okay, yeah, so it's not gonna have a name for any of them, which is unfortunate. I can probably modify that behavior in Sway, but for the time being, it should be fine. So we can just look in the information tab. Okay, so let's get all of these started. Start one, cannot access storage file, no such file or directory. Oh. We can take this off, actually. No, I'm pretty sure we gotta change, okay, no, we don't have to change boot order. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete. And delete. Okay, now we should be good. Alright. Yep. And I'm low-key curious to see whether this might make my desktop struggle a bit. We will see about that. Yeah, I can already hear the fans revving up. It's a big oof. Okay, that's good. Oh yeah, it's a lot. I made sure that we have, I allocated the max amount of cores in RAM that I could so that it doesn't overload my system. But if we go over here and look, it's not that bad. They're just starting it up. That's meh. Okay. We're gonna go in the put the overview on so we can identify which is which. And we're gonna start with the routers. Okay. So router A, IP configuration was available. It's fine. We're gonna set it statically anyways. Okay. Maybe I should have set it as DHCP, so then at least we can identify which is which. So, you know what? I think that I can change that possibly while it's running. If we go here, details. Or no, we can't modify it. It has to be changed via virtual shell. I mean, we can just look at the MAC address and figure it out that way. It's fine. So let's go to info here. This is router now, hostnet 1, hostnet 2, 5254.0.0. 0. Oh, they all have the same prefix. 40ccb2. Okay, so that one. All right. Okay, so IP believe it was like 172.10.0.1 perhaps. Ugh, I gotta hurry up and set them because these notifications are getting annoying. Let's send 2.19. I'm just gonna have to look at the assignment, honestly. Hopefully I don't get some kind of copyright thing or whatever from doing that. Oh good, it's already pulled up. Okay, 172.19.0.1. Alright, 0.1 and 0.2. 2.0.1/16. And then device NP1S0. Okay, and then the then we gotta identify hostnet 1. I think it's gonna be in order 10, 2F, 48. Okay, it is. So hostnet 1 is gonna be that one, and that's gonna be just add 192.168.51.124. 7 is 0. Address add 192.168.52.124 dev 8 0. Okay, now let's look at our routes. Okay, that's correct. And then just to make things simpler, we're going to add the routes for the other two LANs that are going to be connected to the other router. So the prefix is going to be 53.0.24. The 172.19.0. Not 0. Is it 19.0.1? Oh, it is. Okay. 0.2. And then same thing for that. Okay. Alright, we got that done. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to add. I don't believe there is. It's going to be relatively simple. It's not going to be anything crazy, really, but, you know. Okay, we got the routes added. Go over here, look at the NICs. 81DDFA. Let's open up console. 81DDFA. I think it's going to be in order again. So there should be host 3. Yeah. It's going to end with D6. Yeah. Okay, host 3 and host 4. Alright, so 172.19.0.2/16 dev np1s0. IP address add two networks. 52.0.24 via 172.19.0.1. Oh, oops. Route add 2.168.51.0.24 19.0.1. Check the routes, make sure they're all there. They are. Okay. Alright. Cool. So now we should be able to ping router 1s. 19.0. Yeah, 19.0.1. Ping router 1. Cool. Should be able to do the same here. 2.19.2. Gulp. Oh, there we go. Okay. Probably just needed to send out an ARP request. Okay. So routers are connected. We have the interfaces for the local networks established, and then routes to the other routers respectively for the other local networks that are separate. So let's go ahead and go into our hosts. Host 51, it's gonna be our first one. Okay. Check the IPs. Okay, they're all gonna be .100. So IP address add to .51.100.24 IP -0. IP routes. I have the default gateway. We only need the default gateway for these. It's gonna be via 192.168.1. Should be able to ping the router now. Unreachable. Why is that? Uh, 51.1. Guess we can try pinging. Let's see. Yeah. And then def MP1 is 0. Default via that. 100. So our own host is telling us that it's unreachable. Why? Shouldn't be unreachable. I mean, they're both in hostnet 1. This is the correct host, right? Yeah, hostnet 1. Okay. Let's go ahead and Make sure we actually made it correctly. 51.0. Yep. Okay. Then we're gonna go make sure. Yep. Hostnet 1. 10 2F48. Yep. It's the only interface that's there, so that should be correct. Okay, I guess let's look at IP tables. It's not blocking anything. That's odd. That is very odd. Why is it not? Just double check. I'm probably missing something. That's so weird. Eight, 51, 51, 51. Maybe we gotta. No, because that prefix is already in the routing table. So. They're both on hostnet 1. Did I give the right subnet? Yeah, it's the right subnet. 51.0, 51.1. Trying to think here, because make sure I don't have a, well, I don't have a default gateway there. IP forwarding probably. I haven't messed with syscontrol in a while. Hopefully I don't need to restart anything. Control. Display all variables. Okay. Control-A grep forwarding. Okay, well, that might be why. for conf all forwarding. Okay. So now if we look that up again, that's set. That's set. All the interfaces are forwarding interfaces. Okay, cool. I don't know if that needs a system restart, but I guess we'll see. I shouldn't need it on my host machine, just the routers. That's our own interface. No route to host. The prefix is right there for that device. Did I make the right? P7 is 0. It's 51. 10.2F48. Hostnet 1. Yep. This is probably where it becomes a little different from VirtualBox, because typically this is the only setup you need, really, because these interfaces will be directly connected. It's a bit odd, though. So I'm going to take some time and think about what could be the issue. No route to host. But they're both in hostnet 1. I hope we don't have to add the machine. Might have to. Okay, let's try a couple things. This is already added, so it should fail. Yeah. Okay. Yep, that's also gonna fail. So then what's the dealio? No route. It literally says right there is a route. Let's look at the network status. We don't need to specify the virtual bridge anywhere, do we? Could be. Ah, I see. Okay. So in reality, when we were pinging the from router to router, we were actually pinging the bridge, I believe. So then let's go ahead and that's weird though, because if it's a duplicate, it shouldn't be pinging. Should specify or say somewhere that it's a duplicate address. So I'm a bit confused. This interface is up. Huh. Let's test something. Let's try changing the IP address for the host 1 network. See if that also changes, because if my theory right now is that setting the IP address on those interfaces also set it on the bridge. 54. Okay, so it didn't change anything. Alright, so that might be an issue. Although it's a bit of a weird one, because because it shouldn't be working from the router interfaces if that was the case. Anywho, let's try something. C.51.2 P1S or 7S0 ping 92.51.100. It's gonna say the same thing. Destination host unreachable. Ping the bridge. Okay, so chances are maybe we have to rethink this, because the whole goal is to have the virtual machines acting as a router, not the virtual bridge. So let's think here. You create a virtual machine, when you add an interface, you have to connect it to a network. You can't, unless you make it a bridge. But if we bridge it, what are we going to bridge it to? And then on top of that, a bridge is like a switch. It acts as a switch almost. So but the fact still stands that our routers, they're still connected to a bridge, and so they have to be routed likewise to the bridge. Our bridge would be doing the routing, not our virtual machine. Let's look at the libvirt stuff. Routed mode. So we're communicating with virtual machines. This is giving public IPs to that. Isolated, they're on there. And with the host, however, their traffic will not pass outside of the host, nor can they receive traffic from outside the host. It's fine, that's what we want. That's snap mode. Connected traffic may be restricted to use a specific interface. Okay, limit the virtual network. Okay. Not what we're looking for. Okay, let's look up connecting virtual machines in isolated network libvirt. Yeah, they all connect, or they all communicate via the virtual switch. And we don't necessarily want bridged mode. Yeah, that's not what we want. It could be that I'm overthinking it, and it works the same way in VirtualBox, except in VirtualBox it adds the route internally. Because the virtual bridge will always be the gateway, the virtual switch. So yeah. So all these routes are in our host too. Define the bridge and nothing else. Because this is totally isolated. Host, we need a static IP. You know what, actually? Because the virtual switch is a switch, essentially, we should be able to remove the IP address, and then we can route via yeah, because then it'll just pass layer 2 traffic instead of making or doing the routing. So let's do that. Let's change things up a bit. Okay, so IP address delete. I'm not sure if I should be making changes while it's running, but I'm gonna go ahead and do so just to test it. And if it doesn't work, then we'll add it back, I guess. Okay, so let's start with the router because I want to change it back. All right, cool. IP address delete. Say that 51.1.24 dev bridge 2. So then if we go back here, this is the router. So 219.0.1. Let's try pinging. Okay, we can still ping the other router. Let's change. Mistyped that. add 1.1/24 dev mp70 address ping 51.100. That's weird. There's a route right there. So this should be working. So I feel like it has to do with the fact that we had to enable IP forwarding. So let's should be a configuration D. Is that the only configuration file? No, we don't. We're gonna change that to 1. Conf.all. That should be all forwarding. Yes. Okay. So let's try restarting it. Hopefully it saves our interfaces. I would hope. We're about to find out. Here and make sure an IP address doesn't get assigned again. Page 2. Nope. Okay, good. Let's bring up the console. Might have to reset it. IP address. Reset it. Great. That's annoying. Let's read that first. Okay, what the heck? I literally have it set. Maybe for conf all forwarding. If you're conf all. Oh. Oops. Okay, let's reboot again. Gotta try and speed things up here because I'm running out of time. Just control. Oops. Okay, it's set now. All right. So same thing. Let's make sure that for the CCB2 router net, it's in order. Okay. So then address add 2.19 19.0.1/16 dev mp1s0 p address add 22.say.51.1/24 dev 0. Let's double check and make sure. 10 to F or 8. Yeah. IP address add 92.say.52.1/24 dev 0. Select the routes. Route add 2.say.53.0/24 via send to 19.0.2. What? Invalid gateway. What do you mean? What? Why isn't it letting me statically assign the IP addresses? What the heck? Add 5.2. What the heck? So do I need an IP address on my Switch? Man, come on. Looks like we have to do that. Let's reassign the addresses then.
Record your message after the tone.
And then I guess we're gonna have to do it that way. Then we run into the same issue. Because we can ping that. We still can't ping that. weird because I mean it should still be able to ping 51.1. I mean, we could try. But that's the thing is we don't need that. Pretty sure we already tried this. Let's see. It's fairly simple. Please bear in mind that once you can change important parts, concept of virtual network when the host server that your virtual you plug into direct their traffic through. Shows up as a network interface, following shows a virtual bridge 0. Showing it in context. First, let's look up, does a virtual switch IP address libvirt? Might have to mess with ver shell. Yeah. Okay. Take it off the interfaces that way so we don't have any conflicts. info maybe. Say what? Oh, sorry, what? Network name or UID. That is the network name. Router underscore net. Yep. Do we get surrounded quotes? Okay. Say what? Why are none of them listed? What the heck? I'm so confused. What? Okay, well, regardless, I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Found out that we need to prepend sudo because it's running with the systems socket. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So then description maybe. No. Because right now we're trying to find out what settings are on there exactly. Because like I said, it should just be forwarding layer 2 traffic once we take off the IP address, and it should be fine. Yeah, so let's yeah. So then maybe that was the correct way to do it. Or maybe not. Actually, I don't know. Because I didn't remove the IP address there. Let's see, something else. Yeah, it assigns an IP address that way. Bridge. And it should change immediately, should it not? Net. Add XTX, edit launches the editor. When the user redefines the virtual network. So then, do we need to redefine it? No, because it redefines it here. So then, okay, I guess that should be fine then. Like we should be. Because I didn't take off the IPs, so I'm assuming that it's using this virtual machine as the router now, I guess. See if we can ping the other router. We can. 51 dots. Oh yeah, we're gonna take off the other one, so let's do that. Virtual net, edit, network, host, net 1. Change that. Okay. Just ping 51.100. Same thing. Just type that. That's weird because it takes the route now. Okay. What if we take out the default gateway? Shouldn't work. Yeah, no route, so because we do need the default gateway here. No route to host. What? So confused. Let's look something up. Mimicking directly did interfaces, virtual machines, libvirt. Directly connecting. Directly connecting. Connecting virtual machines, libvirt. Interesting. Hmm. Achieve full bridging where the guest device is connected to the host LAN. That's not what we're interested in. Let me see something real quick. It's still ping the router. Huh. May need to add routes to the host. What a predicament, because I thought this was going to be quick and easy. Yeah, it doesn't make sense how we can ping router to router, yet we can't ping host to router. It doesn't make sense at all. I mean, I don't even think I enabled IPv4 forwarding. On the second router. Yeah, I haven't, and I can still ping it. So what in the world? I mean, is it me? Is it me pinging the bridge still? Can try seeing at least how far we. Oh, why is Traceroute not installed by default, man? Come on. That's annoying. I guess we can see here. 2.6.51. Via 51.1. Gives us host unreachable. Why? Maybe let's try this on a different host. Why is that an open network? That doesn't make sense. It's net 2. Let's see if 52, 52. See if we can ping it. Why did it just lock us out? Oh, wrong one. Ping 52.1. Okay. It's the same thing. But I have no idea why. To 100. No route to host. IMP. Just same thing. That doesn't even make any sense. Let's view the interface. It should be going through the virtual switch. VNet 3. Both are up. One of those interfaces is down. Which one is it? B09070. B09070. Has to be this one. Yeah. So then why is it down? Confused. I'm so confused. I hope it wasn't that, because I don't see, we shouldn't have to manually set it to be up. 51.1. Okay. That's it's a little dumb. Not just a little, quite a bit. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, we can do that now. All right. So apologize for that. Okay, so now from here should also, unless it's the same, it's probably the same thing. Why is it doing that? Why is it keeping the interface down? That doesn't make any sense. Keyboard messed up. Okay. 52. Virtual bridge 3. Yeah, it's down. And which one is it? Actually, both interfaces are down. 480A. 480A. This must be the router. Let's go over here and check router 1. Uh, 4DE9. It must be a bug. Yeah. I don't know why that's I don't know why it's doing that, but okay, at least we got it figured out. Now we should be able to ping router. Yes. Should be able to ping ping the host. Yes. It could be that it has like a timeout where it'll set the interface to be down, but then it should automatically come back up once it detects traffic, though. That's what I'm confused about. Okay, but we have those set up, so now it's going to be router 2 that we're going to work on. Yeah, see, because I think it's what it does is it like times out, sort of. Okay. Let's go. Let's assign IP addresses here. It's gonna be 53. Okay, let's not do that. IP address add 92.168.53.100 P1 is 0. IP address or route. IP route add default via 92.168.3.1. Let's just test it. It's probably gonna be the same thing. No. Okay. It is bugging out right now. And I don't know why. I think we need to go through and like check, make sure all the interfaces are up. Virtual bridge 3, virtual bridge 4, sudo IP link set vnet 1 up. I don't know why it's doing that. Cool. Router 2. Router 2 doesn't even have IP forwarding on, so I'm confused as to how it's able to do all that. Could be through the switch still. Well, we're just gonna leave it. And this will be the last one right here. Bring up the console address. Let's add 92.168.54.124.mp1 is 0. IP route add default via 4.1 ping 54.1. So we gotta go through, set the link back up again. This will be virtual bridge 5. Oh, they're both up. Okay. Maybe that one did it automatically for once. Oh no, we don't have it set up in the router. That's why. And 54.124 is 0. Why is it putting 54 on it? 54 does feel. Router, yeah. So 51 and 52, 53 and 54, ping 100. Give it a little bit. Did the link go down? Maybe. Possibly. Oh, they're both up. Oh, okay, the bridge is down. Did we assign the correct stuff by chance? Oh, we made hostnet 4 and open network. We gotta delete that. Or we could just do one of these. Okay. There we go. And from router 2. Okay, we're good. Now we should be able to ping 51 to 100. Ping 51 to 100. Let's ping 52. Ping 52. Router 1 should be able to ping 54. Ping, let's see, 53 to 100. It may not because we don't have forwarding enabled on the other router, but we'll see. Yeah, that's why. Let's go ahead and enable that. Just control right. IP4 all forwarding equals 1. Oh, conf. Excuse me. Conf all forwarding. Oh, I think we what? Am I tripping? Okay, where's the syntax? I need the syntax. Control variable equal. Okay, that is the syntax. No way I'm tweaking this hard. Net.ipv4.conf.all.forwarding. Net.ipv4.conf.all.forwarding. What? Let me look here. Okay. I'm using the same syntax. Everything. Okay. Don't know why it didn't do that first, but whatever. There we go. Now for 54. Cool. Now we should be able to ping everybody else from the machines. Ping 19.8. Issue, maybe. We need to add the routes in the hosts. Well, let's just see. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. Let me go to host over here. Should be able to do the same. 354. Cool. So, all right. So that's that is the creation of a LAN setup in libvirt. The little hiccup we had before was really weird, but that just goes to show before you do anything routing related, you need to check your links. So, yeah, I wasn't suspecting it to be the links because it's virtual and it should be automatic, but hey, at least we got it figured out, you know. Anywho, that will be it for me for now. I'm gonna be streaming later today. We're gonna be programming a TFTP application in Rust, and we left off when we were doing the Twitch streams. We left off at the fact that cross compilation from Linux to Windows native is insanely atrocious. We ended up being able to build it, compile it, but we had runtime errors on both. And I'm not going to delve into wine configs. I'm not going to create a 32-bit prefix and make all these changes just so I can cross-compile. Honestly, it's really inconvenient. So we're just going to continue constructing the Windows side of things with... We're just going to do rigorous testing, right? Because in theory, if it works for the test, then it should be good. But yeah, I will catch you all in a later broadcast. Deuces.